and I stay in Senekal in the Eastern Free State. We have a ministry there in Senekal called Beyond Walls Community Church, and that's where me and my wife Cecilia are serving the community in Senekal. And I just want to share with you this afternoon about the story, the God story about Senekal. For me, it's really a story of revival, not only for Senekal, but a story of revival for our nation. Our nation is at a tipping point. We've got so much division that is happening in our country. And of course, I mean, there are so many agents that are sowing division amongst different races and different ethnic groups in our country. And what we have experienced in Senekal is really a miracle that I believe is a miracle for our nation, is a miracle that South Africa needs. We all know the story of Brendan Horner, a young boy, 21 years old, very innocent, excited about the future, and he was slaughtered in the small town called Paul Rooks. And the first time I came across the picture of Brendan, it was on Facebook. When I saw the picture, it really hit something deep down in my heart. As a black South Africans, I mean, we always hear about the killing of the farmers. We all hear every day about the killing of women and children in South Africa. You know, we have almost got used to the killings that are happening in South Africa. But this particular death of this young man really touched my heart. It was as if the Lord was awakening something in me to say, you know, you need to speak out for the innocent blood that is being shed in this land, because we all know that it brings curse. And I couldn't shake that off, and I just felt in my heart, I need to be bold, I need to stand up for what is truth. And I put the face of Brendan on my Facebook profile, and I challenged my friends on Facebook, and I said, if you believe that innocent life and innocent blood that is shed in this country is wrong and it has to stop, I challenge you to put the face of Brendan Horner on your Facebook. And I mean, if you do something like that in South Africa that is so divided, a lot of people will challenge you. And I was very challenged. I mean, even some of my friends that we grew together in the grace, you know, they couldn't understand why I was doing that. There's so many black people that are dying. Couldn't I just use one of their pictures and to put there on my Facebook? And this is just showing what is in the hearts of the people. That act provoked something in many people's hearts. And then the incident happened where the farmers were very emotional, and then they stormed into the court, and the whole story, everyone know about what happened there, and it was chaos. I mean, that day I remember I told my wife, I said, we're gonna go to the march because we wanted to also to show solidarity to the farmers and also the family. And we took our young boy Jaden with, and we were ready to go and to support, because we believe it was wrong, you know, because for us it was not a white boy. For us it was a human. It was somebody's son. It was somebody's brother. It was somebody's friend. It was a citizen of South Africa. And that's how we even taught our children, you know, you never judge a person by the color of their skin. And we went there, but unfortunately then the whole thing took a different turn. And now I had to come back to my Facebook friends, because they're waiting for me, and they say, John, what are you saying now about this? You know, the wonderful thing and the powerful thing about truth is that you don't have to speak for it. You just have to believe it. You have to stand on it. We stood on the truth that whatever happened, whatever the farmers did, we know that it was wrong. They were emotional, but it was a scenery that was so used even in South Africa. It was just that it was unique. It was done by a different group that we were not expecting. But to cut the long story short, the Lord spoke to us. We went up to the hill to pray with my wife, And as we were praying, because we felt that there was a spiritual warfare that is taking the spirit, the Lord spoke to us. And the Lord spoke to me and said, bring all the leaders in Senekal. We brought the EFF, the ANC, we brought all these leaders in Senekal, even from the white community. And God did something in that meeting. People were very emotional. I mean, it was very tense. But there was a time in the meeting that God changed the hearts of the leaders. And suddenly everyone said, we have a responsibility to pick up the pieces of what has happened in Senekal. And from that meeting, a forum was birthed, Senekal Matwabem Forum, that is doing an incredible job now. It's black people and white people coming together, farmers and political leaders within Senekal coming together to lift up the communities, these two communities, an incredible testimony of what the Lord has done. But the most important thing is what the Lord has done on the 16th of October, when the EFF was there and it was war, and the farmers who are radical were there and they were ready to fight, and the Lord did a miracle. Not only for Senekal, but the Lord did a miracle for the whole of South Africa. Of course, we prayed and we organized a prayer after that meeting, which we really believe that even the whole South Africa was praying for Senekal. The believers were praying, and God gave us a deliverance on that day. And the Lord said to me, what I have done in Senekal, I have done something that the enemy has planned it for evil. The enemy wanted to establish a monument, an altar of death, that civil war will start in Senekal. But the Lord has purposed it in his heart that instead of civil war, revival will start in Senekal. And it will start with the people who will leave their comfort zone, people who believe in the dream and the destiny that God has for this nation, that will come together and pray and work together, and God will use them. And that is the miracle that has happened. I've got so much that I can share with you, just that don't have time to share that. But I just want to challenge you, wherever you are, whoever you are, we have a responsibility in this nation to come together for us to build this nation into a plan and a picture that God has for South Africa. It doesn't matter whether you are black or you are white. You have a responsibility, even for the next generation, to leave a legacy of peace, a legacy of rainbow nation as we are being declared all over the world. So I want to challenge you to find your black brother, to find your white brother. You know, the Lord said something incredible to me, and he said, you have to reverse the curse of Cain when he says, I'm not my brother's keeper. And the Lord said, this is the generation that will say, I am my brother's keeper. Every life matters. What happens in the black community, in the white community, it affects all of us. And we need to stand and raise the volume and the voice of righteousness in this nation. May the Lord bless you.